Thanks for watching, everyone. Shotdownmine.blogspot.com. This is Dark Eldar Project Raider and Ravager update. So what I've got here is Incubi Raider, Incubi Archon Raider, and Ravager. And when you can see here, you can probably see it pretty well from there, but we'll zoom in later, is a Ravager icon on the front of the Ravager, and then the Archon Incubi Raider there has that big giant skull on the front. So I'm going to break them both down. Both of these models are basically entirely magnetized. There's pins also, but the whole idea is that it can come pretty much entirely apart for travel. So it's taken a while to do this while I've been playing with them and painting everything else, but pretty much the whole fleet at this point is entirely magnetized and pinned in all the ways that it needs to be. Alright, so first we're going to check out the Incubi Raider. Now there's 4 Raiders in the 1750 fleet and 5 at 2000, sometimes 6 depending on what build I use. And they're all magnetized and pinned basically exactly the same way. This is the Incubi Archon Raider, and it has the big giant skull in the front, which is pretty much the only thing that's different as far as the construction compared to the other Raiders. So that's why we'll use it in the demonstration here. So on one side you can see you got the camo here, urban camo, or sometimes dazzle camo, depending on what you consider dazzle camo. So each Raider, each Ravager has a different scheme, but it's all very similar. And on the left side there's no markings, no fleet markings, no army markings, no nothing. It's the black sail. On the right side we got our red unit markings and fleet markings, which this is the Incubi Raider, so it's got all sorts of extra little totem markings. And then as far as breaking it down, this is what we got. The big giant pewter bit off the front here is magnetized with one big giant magnet in there. And this is from a Man of War Dark Elf Dark Arc kit, really old. I used to love to play Man of War. So we got the piece there, and then everything else is pretty simple. Both guys are pinned in, and the Dark Lance on the front is magnetized. Inside the guy's foot I got a little bit of sticky tack inside the hole that the pin goes in, so it holds a little bit better. And the sail's got one magnet on this side. On the other side it's just got a peg. You should make sure to check out the blog, shotdownmine.blogspot.com, because I got a lot of pictures there and some close-ups of the inside there. So like I said, one magnet right on the inside. And then the back end is just a peg, just kind of holds it straight. It's perfect. We got the gun, so we don't need the crew. The crew goes in there pretty easily. Big giant magnet. Had to use an extra big magnet on this one because of the big giant pewter bit on the front. So this really helps not worrying about this sucker falling over. And then there's a big giant weight inside there. There's a washer underneath the driver. So there you go. That's the Incubi Raider. Again, check out the blog, shotdownmine.blogspot.com, for close-ups. Then, the Ravagers could probably use a little bit more magnets, and I might do that in the future. Just, maybe they don't actually need it, especially for gameplay. So the same thing, gunner, driver pinned in, little pins in their right feet. Magnetize the front Dark Lance, that one gets blown off pretty much all the time. Everyone blows off the front one. And then, this is where we could probably use some more magnets. not necessarily necessary. But there's one magnet in the sail on the Ravagers also, in the back portion. And like I said on the blog, you can see close-ups of the Ravagers also. So it's just in the back, and then the front's a peg, like the Raiders. And then both of these come out really well. They got their plastic pegs in there basically that I sanded down really well, so they go in and out pretty easily, and it works pretty smoothly for gameplay. So, you know, magnets not needed, obviously. I mean, it's not needed. But, you know, I could see over time how a magnet might just be easier and cooler. So I might put a single magnet, you know, each one of them just on the bottom, and leave the smooth plastic pin on the top, so it'll rotate real easy. Probably don't need magnets on the top and bottom. And then, you know, the Ravager could probably use magnets in both. Again, doesn't need it necessarily, but could probably use it just because it would help clamp it down a little harder on those pins, and then you wouldn't need magnets in either one of those. So it'd be less magnets, probably just put a set in the front here. But, you know, it's been working good without it, so I'm not going to fool around too much with it right now. Not a priority project. None of these guys are finished. You know, I'm still painting on everything, messing around. But everything's starting to get finished. So I'm sure by the end of June, I probably won't have much left to work on in the whole Dark Eldar army. I'll be having to make stuff up. I gotta paint another witch unit, another raider for a 2000 point. And it's on a magnet base. It's on a big base. Seems to work out. Got a big giant magnet in there. So again, thanks for watching.